Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. So today, Amazon Prime released a fun new little rom-com musical type situation, and I really liked it. I thought it was very fun, and I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk about it. So let's dive into this movie review, shall we?
Modern movie review.
Alrighty, so right off the bat, I want to obviously talk about the main character, the main actor, the man, the myth, the person who made this movie. Was that a weird intro? That was probably a weird intro. But anyway, so the story behind this movie is very interesting. There is a TikTok celebrity, well, I call him TikTok celebrity. He kind of blew up on Vine, I believe. And then he became a famous YouTuber, a famous TikToker, all that jazz. Social media influencer for sure. And a lot of people will think, oh my God, social media influencer going into the movie industry. And a lot of people kind of instantly kind of tear them down a little bit. But I am really glad that this movie was as good as it was, because I think that a lot of TikTok stars who are starting to join the film industry and stuff like that are probably going to start getting a better rap because of people like him. But basically his name is Rudy Mancuso or something like that. Mancuso. Did I pronounce that right? We're going to put his name up on the screen so you guys can see it definitely correctly how it's supposed to be. But yeah, overall, I think that this movie was a whole lot of fun, and the reason I wanted to bring him up is because he is the person who co-wrote this movie. So him and another person who he wanted to work with wrote this movie together. Then he directed this movie. He was the lead actor in this movie, and he composed all of the music for it. And I think that it is all incredibly well done. I really like the music in this movie. I think that it's a whole lot of fun. I think that it does a really good job of bringing natural noises into music and making something special out of it. As somebody who grew up on musical theater, I always loved watching videos of the people who will do the drum sets where they're using real life objects as drums. They'll use garbage pails. They'll use brooms to make the kind of brushing sounds and stuff like that. And the way that they do the music in this movie is incredible. I feel like every single sequence is shot to perfection, because I know for a lot of the sequences they're having to do the overlay, and they're just having to time the acting to the actual rhythm of the play and the movie, and it works incredibly well for the most part. I think it is beautiful. And overall, I just think that this movie is a whole lot of fun. I feel like if nothing else, you go to see this movie. It is, like I said, a rom-com. It's called Música. Música. I think I pronounced that right. Once again, we're going to put it up on the screen. There are accent marks, so if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, somebody please correct me in the comments. I feel bad. But this is a fun little rom-com coming-of-age story with, like I said, Rudy Mancuso and Camila Mendes, and I think that they share great chemistry on screen. I think that overall they interact very well with each other, and I feel like it also feels really real. And I honestly love anytime that a love story feels like it takes place in the real world. And I really enjoyed this movie. And one thing that I really like is Rudy's character is somebody who I believe they said in the synopsis when I was reading it online that he has some kind of disease that is basically making it where it's harder for him to focus on real life day-to-day things, because he hears the rhythm and everything that's going on in life. And I really like the way that they're able to have some sequences where he's having conversations with people and you can literally see him fade into seeing the rhythm of everything that's going on. There's the beautiful opening sequence, which I really love. It's Rudy's character, which I believe his name is Rudy in the movie. I'm gonna be totally honest, I watched the movie about 2 hours ago, and then I came down to make this review, and I realized I've been doing a lot of research on the actor, that if his name wasn't Rudy in the movie, I feel like it should have been, because he's a very Rudy person. But what's it called? Overall, that's right, I was talking about the first sequence. So it starts off, he is sitting down in a diner with this girl. It is revealed that they've been dating for the last 4 or 5 years or whatever. Their relationship's kind of on the rocks. And while they're trying to have this conversation, Rudy just can't seem to focus. He's hearing bowls dropping in the kitchen. He's hearing the busboy who's sweeping up the floor. He's hearing people clinking their forks around and making a lot of noises. And then it starts off with this very beautiful, fun little dance number between everybody in the kitchen, everybody in the dining room, and a lot of people just getting around, making music, doing, for the most part, it looks like the people in the kitchen are continuing to cook. They're just making the rhythms while they're cooking. And a lot of stuff with the people who are cleaning, just cleaning on beat. And it is a very beautiful, fast-paced little musical number there. And we're watching things from Rudy's perspective while he's watching all of this stuff go down. And he's seeing the world in kind of a more colorful lens, as he sees everything as it's more musical, and as opposed to somebody who just sees things gray, black and white, like how life typically is for most people. And I think that they do a really good good job with it, because after the entire like dance number or whatever ends and everything cuts back to normal, he cuts back to his girlfriend, and instead of it being all colorful and lively like it was, it's back to being more of like a monotone shade. I feel like it's more like gray than it was before. And I really, really enjoyed that. I thought that that was great. And I really like the fact that they're having like this will they, won't they kind of situation. And the girl just kind of like gives up on him very fast. And Rudy's kind of like taking it back. He doesn't really know how to react with it. But I think that he realizes that like he has these dreams of becoming a fun musician person who makes cool little musicals with his puppet shows that he's doing in the subway. And I like the fact that he is very passionate about his craft, and he doesn't really let the fact that his girlfriend of a couple of years didn't really like him doing what he was doing. And he doesn't really take it to heart. He kind of like is still trying to figure out how to be himself. And I think that that's fun. And then later, obviously, in the movie, he does have some moments where he's dealing with the conflict of like, does he still like that girl? He dated her for 4 years. Should he try again to like go after her? And we get introduced to this character who's played by an actor who I absolutely love. If you put him in any movie and he is, you know, in a nice comedic role, he's going to make the movie better. I believe the actor is SB Smoot. I'm gonna put it up on the screen if I'm wrong, but he's a fun actor. He's in Spider-Man Far From Home or whatever. I feel like he's one of the only parts of that movie that really makes some of the high school moments bearable, because I feel like that movie was written a little too childish, but that teacher, every time he had a moment, was absolutely hilarious, and he stole the show. And in this movie, he was a food truck owner in New Jersey, which what's it called? I'm going to kind of compare this movie real quick to In the Heights. I haven't seen In the Heights, but I feel like this movie is similar to how In the Heights probably felt, with that nice city feeling, a couple of like interesting relationship problems and stuff going on, and then just like overall a lot of the culture of that city, where there's people with food trucks, there's people who are like playing street basketball and stuff like that. And I feel like they do a really good job of showcasing this fun little city life. And I really, really enjoy that for the most part. Like, Camila Mendez's character works at a little fish shop, and she works just in the market. And she seems very content with her life, because she's sees the beauty in some of the mundane things. And I love anytime a movie is able to show the beauty in mundane things, because for the most part, life isn't going to be all like sunshine and rainbows. There's not going to be like La La Land, you know, the first couple of sequences of that, people are dancing on the highways and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not how life is. Life is going to be kind of you just doing whatever you can to get by, but for the most part, you can make the most out of any situation. And I think that this movie does a really good job highlighting that and showcasing that, while being a coming-of-age story for Rudy's character as he is kind of growing into himself, learning more about himself, and figuring out which girl he wants to date, which, not to be that guy, Camila Mendez is the obvious answer. And I love the little love story that we have there. Like I said, they have great chemistry. I read an article. I think that the actors are actually like dating in real life now, which is cool. I feel like that's always a fun thing when that happens in movies and TV shows. I honestly don't know how any actor or actress can do like an entire like 3-month, 4-month film of like what's it called? Like shooting a rom-com together and like not fall in love. Like, that's kind of crazy that so many actors and actresses can do that. But yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a fun little whimsical experience. I definitely think that there are a couple of moments where he's dealing with internal conflict that it can get a little bit deeper, but I don't think it ever goes too deep. And I think overall the comedy in it works really well. There's a lot of very fun moments, a lot of very fun like coming of age stuff. Like, I really think that this did a really good job of being a rom-com, but also being a coming of age story, because it doesn't necessarily, the romance doesn't take away from the coming of age stuff, and the coming of age stuff doesn't really steal from the romance. And there are obviously some moments where they like kind of wedge the two in between each other. That was definitely, I meant to say they weave in and out with each other, and sometimes they come together very naturally, and it feels great. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. If I had to give it a rating, I probably would give it a solid like 79 out of 100. I feel like it doesn't have the best like production value overall, but there's still a lot of really well choreographed moments in here. There's a lot of really interesting transitions. I think that the way that this movie is kind of organized, from like, here's the rhythm, here's the melody, here's kind of finding the keys and stuff like that, really well done, really interesting kind of format there. And yeah, overall, I think it's a very, very fun movie. And like I said, it's on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime so you can get free shipping and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend going and checking out this movie. You're already paying for the subscription, so you might as well enjoy some of the benefits of it. But yeah, that being said, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bow. Bow, bow.
Back at it again, but that's a relevant flow. So smooth, they calling me Mr. Elegant. Like an elephant, I got a long nose. Like a president, I've got a few hoes. Swift with a stutter, I'm smooth like butter. Don't see it coming when I slip undercover. Like a big dog, but I don't bite. I'm still a big broad, I'd win that fight. Come match you and I knock out your lights.